Tubies, it's Psychic Bob, and I'm hanging out with my little buddy Lamb Chop here. Well, hello, Lamb Chop. How are you tonight? Yeah, I know it's great. What's that? You did? Well, maybe it is. Lamb Chop just said that he thought that he saw some snowflakes today. He said he was outside looking at the moon because you could see the moon outside today. You ever seen the moon in the daytime? Well, Lamb Chop said he thought he saw a moon. I saw the snowflakes while looking at the moon. I know you've been very excited about studying astrology, haven't you? Yeah, that's right. Well, you know we're doing astrology charts now. Yeah, you can get an astrology chart from Psychic Bob. Oh my gosh. Well, what's that? Well, I suppose we could sing that song. Yeah. All right. Well, this is a song Lamb Chop has requested because he said he's watching for snowflakes as we're at Christmas time. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas with every Christmas card I write. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children and little lambs listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. Oh, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright. Oh, couldn't hit that note. And may all your Christmases be white. Woo! That was a great song. Wasn't that a classic? Did you like that? Oh, you did. Yes. All right. Well, why don't you go over there so I can sit down and talk to her? Oh, okay. Well, all right. Yes. All right. He wants to see who's all here today. Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh, Jaden P is here. Yay. Caden Sauer is here. Wow, look at that. Oh my gosh. There's Queen Colabobs. She's our moderator here. Good to see you. Hey, Queen Colabobs. What's Queen Colabobs? Queen Colabobs is our moderator. If you missed yesterday, you missed out because she was installed yesterday as the high priestess of our new mystical Wiccan order, the Order of the Brown Star. Congrats to you, Queen Colabobs. And she was on our show last night to talk about it. Anyways, if you didn't see yesterday's show, go check it out. We talked about Yule and all sort of things. We're almost at Christmas, aren't we, Lamb Chop? Oh my gosh, look, there's Stephanie Busby is here. Hey, Stephanie. There's Caden Sauer is here. Yay. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oops, hold on. I can't see announcements. I'm blocking everything up here. Yay. There's Marcella Staunton's here. Oh my gosh. Colleen Radabas here. Hello, Colleen. Good to see you. Welcome. Welcome. Oh my gosh. Isn't that great? We got so many wonderful people with us tonight. I love it. Well, let's go over there and have a little sit down, shall we? Okay. Why don't you go over there? Go on. Yeah. All right. There you go. Thank you. Oh my gosh, it is so awesome to be with you guys. I'm just so glad you're welcome to Thursday. Now, you know, normally I do Thursdays earlier in the day, but today, Psychic Bob's been busy. I had to travel home. I was at my mom's, as you know, taking care of stuff there. And then I got back, and then I've had a whole day of readings and then scheduling. A lot of you have been calling for readings and astrology charts and everything. Just bear with me. Psychic Bob is working through a list, okay? I've got a lot of backlog here. I'm getting about literally 300 calls a week now, so I'm a little swamped, but I can still get you in for a reading. If you want to learn about my readings, pop over to my website, PsychicBob.com, PsychicBob, like one word, PsychicBob.com, and you can register for readings over there. You can buy classes. By the way, I need to make an important announcement before I forget. Some of you have sent in money for Saturday's psychic class. Saturday is Christmas Day. I am having the day off, so I am not going to be doing a class that day. So if you've already paid, I can either refund your money or I'll credit you for the next Saturday. But we're not going to do class this Saturday. PsychicBob just taking a little bit of a break. So anyways, thank you for your support. Now we will still be having the Inner Circle class on Sunday. And this Sunday, the Inner Circle, we're teaching on Lemurian crystals. That's right, Lemurian crystals. And if you want to learn what these mystical crystals are, what everybody talks about, how to work with them and the history of Lemuria and its ancient peoples, you want to come to our Sunday class. Our Sunday class is called Psychic Bob's Inner Circle. It's limited to 10 people. Queen Colobobs is managing our list. Queen Colobobs, we still have a few spots left for that. I think we have like 2, maybe 3. I'm not sure. But if you want to be in, you need to send me an email tonight because Christmas is tomorrow. I won't get anything done. So whoever's not on tonight, you'll probably miss it. But if you want to give the Inner Circle, it's 2-hour class on Sunday. It's $50 for the class. And it's 2 hours. I keep it small so that you get a lot of more intimate time with Psychic Bob. So I hope that you'll explore it and consider being part of that, okay? So no psychic development class tomorrow. And if you did pay, I will either credit you for next week or refund you if you need the money back right now. So let me know. Thank you so very much for being here. Also, let you know, important announcement. Be here. Do not miss December 31st. What's happening live here at Spirit Channel, 7 p.m., December 31st. We are doing our live psychic predictions. What is coming in 2022? It's a big event. A lot of people come out. So we're going to be here live and doing live annual psychic predictions for 2022. I would love to have you guys come out and hear what's going on. It's going to be pretty shocking, pretty cool stuff. A lot is coming. Psychic Bob's been looking into his crystal ball. That's right. I'm knocking stuff off. But anyways, there's my little crystal ball. And I've been gazing into my crystal ball. And I'm telling you, there is a lot of stuff going on. There is a lot. So you don't want to miss. Make sure to put it on your calendars. Please, 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 please. You know, thank you, Cola. Cola says, oh, his prophecies are brilliant. I'm staying quiet. My lips are so. I gave Queen Colobobs just a little bit. I didn't tell her everything. Even she doesn't get to know everything. But I told her just a little bit about what we're doing. And she is all excited. She said, oh, wow, you got that prophecy. I said, the spirit world revealed it to me. So you got to be here. We're going to kind of party. On that night, we're going to be, you know, dancing, acting a little crazy, having fun like we like to have here. And it's New Year's. So we're going to ring in the New Year. Well, I don't know if I'm going to be on that long, but we're definitely going to have a while hanging out because I know a lot of people go out later. But if you want some fun on your New Year's Eve, you can be rocking it here at Spirit Channel, 7 p.m. Eastern. Now that's 7 Eastern, 6 Central, 5 Mountain, 4 p.m. Pacific time. For those of you in Europe, it'll be midnight London. Actually, when I'm doing my predictions, it'll just be turning 2022 in London. And for those of you in Paris, it'll be 1 a.m. But I hope you'll still come out, no matter where you are, what time zone it is, you know. Also, that night, I am going to be doing live psychic readings. So if you want to get your New Year's prediction, what's coming for you, now be here, you know, make sure to be here because a lot of people are going to be here. And, you know, I'm going to try to get as many people as I can. It's going to be a really busy night. But I'd love to do your New Year's prediction for you, private prediction on the 31st. So you don't want to miss out. And, Cole, is that the night we're doing the drawing? We're going to do the raffle. I think we're doing the raffle on 31st. Are we doing that earlier? Anyways, we're going to have a contest. So many of you have been so kind in supporting the channel. I'm going to start a monthly tradition of a prize giveaway. And we're going to do I think we're doing it on the 31st. But for all the Queen Colobobs and keeping a list of all the people who donated to the show during the year, we're putting those names in a hat. So everybody who donates, you're going to be put in the hat. And then we'll draw a name. And whoever wins, they're going to win I don't know if should I tell what the prize is now or wait? Have we decided? We've got a few different things we're looking at. But anyways, be here on the 31st. You don't want to miss it. I think that's when we're going to do the drawing for the raffle. You know? Queen Colabub says, yeah, he's singing happy birthday to me on New Year's Eve at Lamb Chop. Oh, that's right. That's your birthday. Well, we're going to have to celebrate Queen Colabob's birthday as well as part of that night. So you got to be here on New Year's Eve. It's the place to be. We're going to sing to Queen Colabob's. We're going to give my annual predictions, and we're going to do private readings for all of you for your New Year's blessings. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun here. You know, I'd love to have you there. Anyways, well, you know, as I said, normally we go out on Vlog Thursday and I take you out somewhere. And today I have just been over when it's Christmas season, so I've got a lot of calls. But I wanted to come here. Thank you, Queen. Okay, so we did decide on that. Good. Well, the prize, she says, well, the first prize is the silk Louis Vuitton scarf. We're going to give away a silk Louis Vuitton scarf for the winner of our raffle. So if you've donated to the show this year, your name will be in the hat. And we're going to draw and see who wins that Louis Vuitton scarf. So you want to be here on December 31st. It's going to be exciting, you know. And Queen Colba says we're going to probably do, I think we were both talking about, we want him to do it a monthly raffle. So the people who donate, each month you'll be in for a raffle to win a special prize. So, yeah, we got a lot going on here. And, you know, I just want to say thank you to all of you, you know, because you've been all helping the channel to grow and sharing the light in your lives. Hey, there's Star Lightworker here. Yay, good to see you. Thank you for being here. There's Volcanic Isis here. Hey, there's David Jan from Israel. Hey, David Jan, give me a report from Israel. Let me know on Christmas Eve if you see a star shining over Israel. You never know. Could happen again, huh? Yeah, there you go. There's Laura Evans here. Hey, Robin Boston. Robin says, ooh, that's a good prize. You know, we try to show our appreciation here, Robin. And I do thank all of you for your kind support this year, you know. Kaden says that she loves silk. Oh, she loves silk. Wonderful. Yeah, there's Volcanic Ice. Bob, thanks for the teaching me to be a far better version of myself. God bless you. Thank you for being here. Yay. Stardust C says, hi, Psychic Bob. I love silk scarves. All right. Well, there you go. Well, we'll have that more about that as we get closer, you know. So I am just so glad you're here. And Masters Omniverse says, he says, maybe we'll see Jesus flying in his ship. Well, that's why I've got David Jan on post, because he might fly over Israel, you know. You know, some people are speculating that the Star of Bethlehem was a UFO. I don't know. I think it was an astrology event myself, but you know. By the way, speaking of astrology, I know a lot of you have written me the last few days wanting to purchase charts. I am working on those. It takes a little while to do that. So I will get back to you and send you invoices. So please be patient with me. I'm literally, as I said, getting about 300 requests a week, you know. Oh, there's Laura Drives just made a donation. Paula put her on the list for the 31st drawing. Merry Christmas to you, Bob, and everyone. Hi, Fletcher. Laura, thank you so much. That is very kind of you. Well, you're in the hat now for the drawing for the 31st. And I think we're going to make it a monthly drawing for the people that donate. You get to go in the hat, and you know, you'll be drawn. So thank you very, very much. Thank you. So tonight, I just thought I would hang out and just chit chat and answer any questions that you have. I know, so I'm not doing private psychic readings, so don't ask me your psychic question. But if you just had an astrology question, or you have just a question about Wicca, or you just want to know about spiritualism, you know. By the way, I wanted to show you, for those of you who were at our meeting yesterday for the Order of the Brown Star, I'm going to have more on this. I'm going to do a whole video about the Brown Star soon for you guys. But I want to show you some of my little brown stars. For the members of the order, we invite you to put a brown star in your altar area, like on the wall over your altar or on the altar. But here's some examples. If you are looking, say, well, what do you mean by a brown star? You can buy brown stars. Just look up barn star or tin star. Now, it doesn't have to be a metal star. You can have a wooden star or cardboard star. But these are just some ones that I got. I wanted to share with you. All right. So this is one of my little ones. And you'll see it's painted. It's got little, we got little evergreen and pine cones on it, painted. Can you see that? We're going to do more. As I said, I'm going to send out a video to the members of the order about, working with the brown star. And this is another one. It looks white here, but it's actually a light brown. So whatever color brown you want, it doesn't have to be a dark brown or rusty brown. It can be rusty brown, dark brown, light brown, as long as it's brown. Like, again, on camera, this doesn't look really brown, but it actually is brown. It's more of a tan brown. You can have that color as well. So, as I said, we're not super strict about the colors, but, the brown star is the symbol of the order. And for those of you who are members, actually, I'm going to probably try to do it tonight because I've got to update the list. I will send you out the ritual for the brown star. We're going to ask the members if they want to do a daily ritual. And so I'll mail that out to you. And you can start getting used to some of the rituals of the order. But I really thank you guys for being here. And, it's really awesome to have you. Volcanic Ice says, love that star, Bob. Wouldn't something work too, right? A wooden star would work, right? Would be okay as well. You could use wood star. Some people have written me, so I don't know if I can afford to buy a star. I said, just get a piece of cardboard. I'm going to do a whole video on how to make stars. You can just do one out of cardboard. Or you can even take a crayon or magic marker and draw a brown star on a paper and put that up. You see? And when you get the ritual, those of you join the order, you'll understand all the symbolism behind it and what it means. So we'll have more on that. Laura Dry says, Bob, do you still want to do Dance Party Fridays? LOL. Gosh, you go back with me a while. I had to stop doing this because YouTube was copywriting everything. And I actually had some legal stuff. Some lawyers came after me, threatened me, Oh my gosh, what's this? Queen called us. Don't worry, baby. I'll get it back by time. She said, don't worry, baby. I'll get it back by ×3. I'm high priestess. Love you loads, my king. $44.99. Ooh, you're going in the hat too. Thank you, Queen Colobus. That's so sweet. She did a wonderful job yesterday. We had the ritual. Some of you were there for it, and she looked spectacular, Hey, there's Nigella for me. Queen Colobus, thank you, darling, for your kind donation. See, so guys, your support means the world, and it helps keep everything going here, Lisa Penn has a question. Oops, hold on, Lisa. I saw your question here. Let me get back to you. When I got put on my glasses, I can't see here. Lisa says, is there such a thing as an 8-pointed star? Yes, there is. That's called the Star of Isis or the Star of Ishtar. In fact, let me show you something here. I actually have, oh gosh, I'm dropping everything. I have an 8-pointed star in this jewelry case. I don't know if you can see it. That's an 8-pointed star there. And the 8-pointed star is an ancient sign of the goddess Isis or the goddess Ishtar. And some people say that Ishtar is another form of Isis from Babylon. So yes, there are 8-pointed stars, and that's funny you asked, and I just happen to have that on my desk. So yes, Kim, there are 8-pointed stars. Thank you so much. Caden says, Bob, can you talk about spiritualism? It's always fun to hear about. Well, golly gee, that's a big subject, Caden. Can we narrow it down? Well, as many of you know, Caden, that's a good question, but it's like spiritualism is a whole 6-hour talk. I am a spiritualist as well as a Wiccan. And my psychic training was in the spiritualist church. And the spiritualist church is basically a church of psychics. And I used to be a member of the National Spiritualist Association of Churches in the United States. I quit the NSAC due to political stuff. I'm not going to get into all that. But I am now a member of the SNU out of Britain. I'm a member, literally a card-carrying member of the Spiritualist National Union out of the United Kingdom. Will be traveling and eventually living in England in the future. And so I joined the SNU, so I'll have a group there to do spiritualist work with. Spiritualism, though, is a religion that says that there is a spirit world. There's the earth world, and then there's the spirit world. And we actually all come from the spirit world. And we come into the earth, we have our experience, we grow our souls, and then we all go back to God or back to spirit. In the spiritual church, they call God spirit with a capital S, meaning that's their word for God. So we all go back to spirit. And as we're on our earthly journeys, we have help from the other side. And that's when we talk about spirit guides. A lot of people say, Bob, do I have a spirit guide? I say, yeah, you have spirit guides. Everybody has spirit guides. Because see, part of our agreement as souls is we agree to come down to this earth. Now, when we get down here, see, the veil of forgetfulness is put over, so we don't remember anything. And so sometimes while we're going through our journey, we'll lose our way, we'll get lost, we'll get scared. And in spiritualism, they say that there's a host of angels and guides who come to help us. And so spiritualism is about communion with the other side. Oh, Lisa, God bless you. Thank you for your kind donation. $10 donation. Wow. Hey, that's called multiplying your money. I talked about an 8-pointed start and I got a $10 donation. Woo, I love it. Thank you, Lisa. You're very generous. Thank you so much. You see, so in spiritualism, try to remember that spiritualism is a philosophy, a religion, and a science by spiritualists. Because spiritualism is a religion that doesn't just say, well, we think there's the other side. We demonstrate it through our readings, through our communications, through our seances. In the early days of spiritualism, it was taken very seriously by the scientific community. And many of the famous scientists of the day, Sir William Crookes, I can't remember all their names right now, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, a lot of the famous people of the day explored spiritualism through attending of seances and church services. And spiritualism is a religion that proves itself. It's a religion because it's a way to worship the divine. We understand the divine spirit. It is a philosophy because it teaches us a way to look at life, to understand human relations and the life we live. And it's a science because we can study mediumship and the psychic phenomena that occur during seances. So it's a philosophy, a religion, and a science for those of us who practice it, you see. So anyways, that's a little nutshell of spiritualism. Also in spiritualism, there's what we call the set of principles, which are 9 core beliefs. In fact, you know what? I'm going to read those. Caden, you got me inspired now. Now you got me on my soapbox. Caden's got me preaching about spiritualism. But hold on, let me go grab that. I think I've got the manual here. The spiritualist manual. Here it is. All right. So, Caden, since you asked, and a lot of you are wondering, this is an old spiritualist manual from the early 1900s. But this exact manual is still used in the spiritualist church today. So let me talk to you about the principles of spiritualism. Every spiritualist church in the United States, well, the Britain too, they have what's called the Declaration of Principles. You'll find this in the front of the spiritualist manual. And these are the principles. And this is one of the things that drew me to spiritualism was I believe in these principles. They make sense to me. All right. So the first principle is we believe in infinite intelligence. That means we believe in God. I'll summarize these for you. Number 2, we believe that the phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual, are the expression of infinite intelligence. What that means is that God made everything, and everything exists is connected back to God and interconnected. Number 3, we affirm that a correct understanding. Oh, Stephanie, God bless you. 1111 blessings to you. Thank you so much. It's very generous of you. Principle number 3 says, and there are 9 principles, by the way, we affirm that a correct understanding of such expression and living in accordance therewith constitute true religion. See, spiritualism says, it's not about what you believe, it's about how you live. So understanding the truth of spirit and living that is what true religion is. And we have a thing we always say in the spiritualist church. We say we believe in deeds, not creeds. So we're not interested in what you believe. It doesn't so much matter what you believe. It's how you live in accordance with that belief. Number 4, principle 4. We affirm that the existence and personal identity of the individual continue after the change called death. What that means is you as a person will never cease to exist. When you die, you will go into spirit and you're going to be blessed, okay, by eternal life, and you will continue to learn, to grow, and to evolve. So your identity will never cease to be. There's so much belief in the world today, this kind of materialistic idea that, you just die and you're gone. There's a big push of atheism, at least in my country, in America. And I know in Britain as well, having lived there. And it makes me very sad that many people today are falling for this concept that there's nothing after life, that you're just a material being randomly here in a meaningless universe, and someday you'll die and you'll cease to exist. Spiritualism says, no, you will continue, Oh my God, bless you, Laura M. Thank you so much. She's donated $5. I wish Psychic Bob and Lady Cola a Merry Christmas. God bless you, Laura. Thank you for your donations. Cola, make sure to put all these people in the hat for the drawing on the 31st. All right. Thank you. Principle number 5 says, we affirm that the communication with the so-called dead is a fact scientifically proven by the phenomena of spiritualism. And, many of you have had private readings with me, or I've given you messages here, and you've said, oh my God, I know Bob connected to my mom in spirit, or my brother, or whoever. And that's because we give the demonstration. A lot of churches, and I find this very ironic, because I used to have Christian, and no offense to anybody's Christian here, but certain Christian churches, ministers would attack me. And I used to say, why do you think we're bad? I said, well, what you're doing is against God. I said, we're proving the very doctrines that your church proclaims. So I would say to these ministers, do you believe life is eternal? Yes. How do you know life's eternal? Jesus demonstrated it, and Jesus showed that souls go on and that he's with spirits in heaven. I said, great. We as spiritualists believe that too. The difference is we don't just wonder if Aunt Sally's over in the spirit world. We know it, and we can bring her back to prove it. And so I want you to kind of understand that spiritualism, we don't just believe in it, we demonstrate it. So that's why we say that it's a fact. Principle number 6, we believe that the highest morality is contained in the golden rule. Whatsoever you would that others should do unto you, do ye also unto them. So that's Jesus' teaching. Be good to others, others will be good to you. And even if people are bad, treat them with kindness, because you don't want to return evil for evil. Number 7, we affirm the moral responsibility of the individual, and that he makes his own happiness or unhappiness as he obeys or disobeys nature's physical and spiritual laws. Okay? What that means is whatever you put out, you're getting back. So if you're unhappy in your life and you're getting a lot of grief, maybe on some level you've been part of that, and you have to look at that. If you're going around hurting people and being vicious, you're probably going to get bad karma, bad juju back. So don't do that. Be good to people. Be good to yourself. Principle number 8 says, we affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any soul here or hereafter. What's that mean? We believe in the concept in spiritualism of eternal progression. Some churches in the Western world will tell you, well, you got just a short span, and if you don't get God in your life just so and so, the way we say, you're lost or go to hell, there's no redemption. That doesn't seem to be the truth from the souls that we've communicated with. And many people nowadays have had near-death experiences. Some people say, well, do you believe there's a hell? Yes, there are hellish realms in spiritualism. We do believe in that. So, well, a merciful God wouldn't send people to hell. In spiritualism, we believe that people go to hell because they live a life where that's the only place their energy would be comfortable. If you're an evil person, you're not going to be happy among the saints. But spiritualism is different than many churches in that we say you might have really messed up in this life. You may have a lot of work to do, but God is so good that even after death, you're going to get a chance to work on that. You might end up in hell, but in hell, if you start to call and to pray and to take stock of your own soul, you will grow in the light and eventually you'll be out of hell. So somebody asked me once, well, Bob, that doesn't seem right because you're going to tell me somebody like Hitler can go to heaven after all he did. I said, no, most likely we'll find Hitler in hell for a long time because he's going to have to face up to all the millions of people's lives he destroyed. That's going to take a long time. So, but even somebody, and this is where it's controversial for some people when I say this, even Hitler will eventually be given an opportunity to rectify his wrong and to grow his soul. I think that really shows a merciful God to me. That's what I believe in. All right. So the doorway is never closed against any soul here or hereafter. So there's eternal progression. And point number 9, we affirm that the precepts of prophecy contained in the Bible are scientifically proven through mediumship. And so in the early days of spiritualism, in the United States, just so you understand why they're talking about the Bible, many spiritualist churches are Christian or started out as Christian. These days, spiritualism doesn't necessarily always identify as Christian, though many spiritualists do call themselves Christian spiritualists. So the Bible, in the early days, to get registered as a religion in the United States, you had to have a Bible. This was in the days before we had Eastern religions and other stuff. And so if you wanted to be licensed as a church, you had to have a claim that the Bible was true. It actually was religious discrimination, but the spiritual church went along with it because they did study the Bible and found that in there are spiritualist truths. So the Bible demonstrates many of the gifts of mediumship and prophecy. And the spiritual church recognizes those gifts are manifest through that book. So that's in a nutshell a little bit about spiritualism. And I hope I didn't go too much on my soapbox and bore the heck out of y'all. Masters Omniverse says they put themselves in hollow heavens. That's right. If you don't live a deep soul life, you don't have a lot of depth to you and you won't end up in the high realms. You know. Hey, there's Pikmin Girl, $5 donation. Thank you, Pikmin Girl. Hello, thank you for everything. Wishing you all happy holidays and a happy new year. Thank you, Pikmin Girl. It's very kind of you. Thank you for being here. And your support means a lot. Nigella for me. Hi, Nigella has a question. She says, why is the star associated with Wicca? Why is the star associated with Wicca so much? Is it just because of the pentacle, or is there another reason too? Well, the star, the 5-point star, the pentagram, the pentacle, is believed to represent the human body, like the head, 2 arms, and the legs. It represents humanity. And in the ancient Celtic tradition, there was Avalon, the Isle of Avalon. Avalon actually is the Celtic word for apple. And the ancient witches would split an apple, and if you ever split an apple across the middle, the seeds create a pentagram design. And so in Avalon, the Isle of Apples, it was a magical place, and the apple became a sign of the priests and priestesses of Avalon. And so it started there. Now, the 5-pointed star was also used in magical traditions even further back than the Celtic times, in Babylon and Egypt. as well. So the 5 point of the pentagram, the pentacle, the penta alpha, alpha penta, whatever they call it, the 5-pointed star, whether open or closed, doesn't matter, is been a time immemorial associated with the goddess and with magic, with protection. It's also a symbol of life because it represents that divinity unifies all the points of existence, earth, air, fire, and water, with God over top. All ancient symbols of life and power were considered protection. So, Nigel, I hope that answers that for you a little bit. I could spend also 6 hours on the pinnacle, but the Order of the Brown Star, we're claiming it as a magical symbol for. Oops, I'm dropping my star now. I tell you, I am a klutz today. You know. Well, I'm so glad you're here. Hey, Queen Cola Bobs, can you remove Peter North? He's a troll. Thank you. I hope you got that. Stardust C has a question. She says, "Hi, Psychic Bob. I got another question. When you go to the spirit world, do you get a chance to come back to Earth again, or do you stay in spirit?" Well, you actually get to decide that for yourself. When I died, I had a near-death experience, and I died. I was actually given the choice: do I want to come back or do I stay? Some people don't get the choice because their time is not up. They're told you have to go back, you know. And some people are told, like I was, do you want to go back? You could stay here and be dead today, but you'll have to go back at some point. In our soul journey, we're all working on development. And sometimes we, depending on where we are, each case is different. So I can't say universally everybody goes back. A lot of people do reincarnate, but a lot of people don't. In the traditional spiritualist church, they do not teach reincarnation. These days, they're more open to it, but officially, they've not embraced reincarnation in the spiritualist church, because I was always taught you die, you go to the spirit world, and you do your progression all in spirit. But that doesn't seem to be true, because many people are coming back from death and saying, wow, I was given a choice. And I can confirm that. It wasn't until I had my near-death experience that I started really believing in reincarnation. You see? Hi, Wade Clark. Wade's here. Good to see you. Hi, David Jan. I'm not doing private psychic readings tonight. We're going to do that tomorrow. I know it's Christmas Eve, but I'm still going to do a live broadcast tomorrow at 7 for those of you who'd like to be here. I'll do live Friday night psychic readings like we always do. Okay. So, David Jan, if you want to bring your question tomorrow, we'll do that. BMF 456 says, BMF, I'm not doing private psychic readings tonight, so I don't know what if you're asking about a spirit. Do I have any idea who Oz is? If you're hearing a voice, it's probably a spirit around you. But tonight, I'm not really tuned in to the channel of that. So if you want to bring that tomorrow, we can look at that again, okay? Tonight, I'm just answering general questions about psychism, spiritualism, Wicca, things like that, you know. Hold on a second. Wade says, hold on, Wade, I just saw your question here. Wade says, I took one and had a bad experience. She stole my money and I never advanced. I think you're talking about a past life where something happened. Well, guess what, Wade? You're back. And while you're breathing, anybody here, and I want you to hear this, any of you, if you're here tonight and you're breathing, you got a chance to progress. Never stop and say, never stop and say that you can't progress or that it's over. It's never over. Even on your deathbed, you can make progression. Because how can I do anything then? You can start to pray. And when you pray, you raise your light quotient. You can pray for your own soldier. You can pray for people that are with you. You know, talking to spirit is as easy as literally talking. You know, you talk to me, PsychicBob, tell me this, tell me that, right? Well, talk to spirit. Say, Spirit, help me understand this, help me understand. You'll begin that dialogue. We all have the ability to talk to spirit. Hi, Kaden. Kaden has a really good question here. She says, why does Rose always say it is easier to progress on Earth? The reason why Rose says that, and she's explained it to me, it's a good question. Once you die and you're in the spirit world, your ability to earn, how do I say this? I call it extra credit points, let's put it that way, is limited. In the spirit world, people can progress their souls through service, but it takes a lot of work. It's like coming down here and doing one life in this craziness and trying the best we can advances us. Because see, in the spirit world, there's no suffering. If you're in the light and you're in a good place, it's very idyllic. So you can literally, if you want to, and nobody forces you to do anything over there, you can sit on a mountaintop and meditate for 5 years without even moving. Remember, you don't have to eat, you don't have to sleep. But for the 5 years you're sitting on the mountaintop, you're not really progressing your soul. And in spiritualism, there's eternal progression. And it's really shown and believed by the spirit world that coming to Earth is one of the biggest challenges you can take on. It's like going into the graduate level courses. So people who come here get a lot of extra bonus points. And you did die that day. Am I still broadcasting, guys? I hope I'm coming through. It said my broadcast was discontinued. So what I'm trying to understand that it is hard here, but it's hard for a purpose. It's not just meaningless, difficult. And I know some of you are going through really hard times, but I want you to say, can I give this to God? Can I take it and learn something for my soul? You know, this last, year, I had a lot of betrayal. People in my life that I trusted, some of them betrayed me in a very terrible way, and it caused me tangible damage to my business and to my life. And in that, I became a little bit bitter. And Queen Kolabob said to me, she said, don't hold on to that bitterness. It doesn't help you. How does that help your soul? And she said, turn it around. You make you more determined to live a better life, to do more good so that you end some of the suffering in the world so other people don't suffer. And I said, Queen Kolabob, that is the truth. I need to listen to my own preaching, don't I? And it's the truth. We all forget that. But it is easier to make progress by being here because we are faced with greater challenges. Anyways, that's a long tangent. I hope that made sense. Good question. Bree says, I remember being a choir boy, but I didn't remember that I remembered it for a long time. Yeah, sometimes our past lives will come at a later time, or we're actually not supposed to remember. And the reason why we don't remember our past lives is that we would become very obsessed with all the bad things we did and not make progress in this, or we would become vain and glorious. In my last life, I was the king of Russia, And so the veil is put over us so that we live this life authentically and fully here and now. And this is why I always tell people, I say, don't look at this life and say, well, I'm going to retreat to a mountaintop and not talk to anybody. There are times when we need to do that and retreat to that mountaintop. Like tomorrow, I'm taking the day off. I'm going to have a quiet day. I will do readings in the evening, but I'm not doing private readings or answering fan mail or anything tomorrow. It's my day to relax. And, we need that. But at some point, we have to come back into the world. So like today, I could have just laid around and just watched Netflix. But I want to come and be with you and bring my light and truth to you so that you can help you along your journeys, So, Bree, it's interesting that you remember, I do think past life stuff is very fascinating. I am a believer in it, So thank you. Mhm. Death Star said, that's good advice. I'm prone to bitterness. Thank you so much for sharing that. We all have to work on it. One of my other friends said to me once, I had somebody really attack me in a vicious way once. And I said, I'm going to go after them. I'm going to just destroy them back. And my friend said, Bob, don't do that. You're a better person than that. And I said, well, I don't know about that today. And they said, the best revenge is to live well. It means live your best life. Be your authentic self. And you'll shine brighter than your enemies. Live well. Love yourself. As I said this last year, I've had some horrific betrayals in my life. And I'm in a position where I could utterly destroy the people's lives. But I'm going to choose to live well. They are trapped in their own sorrow by their machinations and manipulations. And I'm just not going to be in that. I got a life to live, the joy, a spiritual truth, you know? Yeah. Death Star just said, oops, hold on, Death Star. Did a good comment, said, past lives have made me appreciate foreign cultures a lot. Yeah, this is the thing. When we talk about racism, there are people who are racist in the world. It's so ridiculous because, one, genetically, we're all connected, whether anybody believes it or not. Science is already proving it. And two, as soul beings, we've been all bodies. We've all been black. We've all been white. We've all been Asian. We've all been Hispanic. We've all been Aboriginal. We've all been whatever the race on earth, we've all been it. So you can't hate any race because you're hating your own self. See, so all these people who join like these, KKK groups and stuff, they're stupid because they're hating themselves. And that doesn't get you anywhere, does it? So, thank you, Robin. Kim Lackey says, I wish I had some joy. Listen, Kim, if you're in a place of darkness in your life, you need to choose to seek out the light. Sometimes seeking out the light, it seems impossible. And I understand where you are. I've been there. So start with the prayer. Call to God. Call to Spirit. If you do that, a ray will penetrate your soul. Now you might say, well, I did my prayer. Nothing's happened. You keep that prayer going every day because you will have a breakthrough. You are not forgotten. So the joy that you're missing and that you feel you don't have, create it. What do I mean by create it? Well, what is one thing that you enjoy? Something you love. And it doesn't have to be anything expensive. It could be just, I love eating, an ice cream cone. So why don't you say, you know what, this Friday, I'm going to go get me an ice cream cone. I don't care what anybody else says. I'm going to get me an ice cream cone. And you go buy your little ice cream cone. And you know what? You'll start to have joy because you've chosen to create joy. One of the things I learned in a very dark period of my life was that I get to choose joy. We all think, oh, well, my joy's been taken from me. My friend betrayed me. They stole my money. I lost my job. I have no money. I can't even live. I'm almost homeless. You think that's joyful? I'm not saying the circumstances you're in are joyful, but what I'm saying is in that, I bet you can find one thing to create joy. One little thing. What is something simple that brings you joy? Maybe it's wearing nail polish. Maybe you used to love, like I know Queen Colabobs loves to do her nails, right? And if I said, Queen Colabobs, don't you love doing your nails? She said, yes. So if she's upset, I'll say, why don't you work on your nails? She'll start filing her nails and repainting them. And she feels really good by the end of it. It brings joy just to do the little things. So, Kim, when you're not feeling your joy, that means you've forgotten something. You've forgotten something that you could find to bring you joy. Maybe finding joy for you is, going out and counting the stars at night, or looking for the Big Dipper. When you were a kid, think about, Kim, I want you to think about back when you were a kid. What was joyful for you? Maybe it was just going with your grandpa down to the local store and buying a pack of bubble gum, right? Why don't you recreate that? Go down to the store, talk to if your grandfather's not with you and can't join you anymore, he's either in spirit or far away, then you call his spirit and say, Grandpa, we're going to go buy gum today. And remember that time. You'll feel good. You'll have fun with it, Find your joy. I am obsessed, as many of you know, with stars. I collect them. I have them all over my house. And as I was forming the Order of the Brown Star, I was thinking about the mystical symbol of the star. I got really happy and excited, and I started pulling out my star collection. Some of it I had in storage because I was renovating my house. And as I got out all my little stars, I thought how much fun it was to collect stars. And when I didn't have money to buy stars, I used to make stars out of paper. Go buy some colorful gift wrap. You go to the dollar store, buy a big gold roll of gift wrap, cut stars out of it, put it around your house. People might think you're crazy, but you know what? If it's fun, do it. But you've got to create your own fun. And Kim, that will help you have joy. So I want you to think about that, Kim, okay? I'm serious. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to all of you, but especially Kim on that one, Yes, Starlight Worker says they will receive their own energy back, Bob. Good for you to keep striving. And Starlight Worker, I got to tell you, you understand a lot of what I'm talking about. And I won't go into all of it, but yes, the people who betrayed me and tried to destroy my life, I actually pity them because their own karma is so dark and negative, and they'll never really find joy in any of that. I get to have joy still. Our joy is not dependent, and this is why all of you to hear, and you too, Kim, our joy is not dependent on other people's choices. You say, oh, my boss took away my job. I don't have any money, and now I can't even buy Christmas presents. You losing your job does not mean your joy has to go away. What it means is that you may have to change the way you do Christmas this year, and we don't always like that. But you know what? This year, why don't you think, what can I give to somebody that I don't have any money this year? What can I give? Now, we can't all be rich like Queen Cola Bobs, And if we're not like Queen Cola Bobs, what can we do? Well, if you've watched my videos over the year, there's a lot of fun things you can do at the holiday. One of the things they used to do in the Victorian times, and the witches do, is they would make jewelry out of star anise. Star anise is a little herb some of you have seen on my chest, a little round star. And you can take a needle and thread those and make garlands to hang on your tree. You can make jewelry, make little earrings with them, or make necklaces. You don't have to have any money. A jar of star anise, you can get it for $1 at the dollar store. I'm not being endorsed by Dollar Tree. And you can have fun. A little dollar jar of seeds, and you can make beautiful things, garlands and jewelry. It's very magical. It's not about money. And then, see, in our culture, we're all moneyed. We're all of us. Me too. I'm not lying. We all get caught up and we have to have the money. Got to have the money. Sometimes we don't have the money. So what do we do then? Especially, right now, I think a lot of us are sensitive about that subject at Christmas time. And you can create your joy for the holiday with very little, For example, you could go out and walk under the stars with your friends and family and choose a star and focus on that and call that the Star of Bethlehem and ask for a message to come from the gods through that star. It was a magical star. I believe in the Star of Bethlehem. So maybe we can choose a star that we can honor as the Star of Bethlehem. Some of you say, I see a star outside my bedroom window every day. Go out tonight and look at that star and say, you are my Star of Bethlehem. Shine down on me the blessings from heaven. Create magic and joy in your life. People say, oh, none of that's real. Oh, it's absolutely real. Anybody who's ever tried to explore the mystical side of life will find that it becomes very real once you focus on it. Create your joy. Let's not all be in depression. Let's have joy. Star Lightworker says, bad things are always happening. You get to choose how you react. It isn't always easy, especially if you're being attacked, but finding that little bit of joy can change your whole day. And you said it, Star. This is what kept me alive through some very, very dark times. I won't go into the whole story, but there were some people who tried to literally destroy my life physically and mentally. And they almost succeeded a few years ago. But Psychic Bob had a voice from heaven. I literally heard, it was St. Christopher came to me one day, one of my favorite saints, Catholic saint. Even though I'm not Catholic, I love St. Christopher. And he said, I'll go with you if you go outside. I said, I'm not going outside. There are people outside going to kill me. He said, yes. He said, but they won't kill you today. He said, you have to be brave. And so I said, all right, I'm going to go, but you're going to go with me. And I took St. Christopher on a walk with me because he's patron saint of travelers. And I had to travel to go across the city for something. And I felt with St. Christopher by my side, I knew his presence. And guess what? The people that were attacking me, a lot of them, they were still there, but they held back as if they were sensing they shouldn't do what they were going to do. See, this is the evidence of the spirit world. The spirit guides, the angels, the saints, they're all real and they'll help you, but you got to make the effort, So when you feel under attack, get a spirit ally. Don't stay in your house. Don't retreat. Embrace life and embrace living. You see? Wade Clark says, everyone sees joy as a material thing. Yes, money buys everything, but do we need those things? Are they essential for us to be here on earth? And the truth is, Wade, you're absolutely right. Do we really need all this? Many of us in the Western world live such a luxurious life. We think we're just average, but by most of the world's standards, we're luxurious. Right here, sitting on my table, just to give you an example, I'm not saying this to brag, but I have a beautiful Waterford crystal owl. This owl is very expensive. It's about $150 piece of crystal. Now, do I really need a $150 piece of crystal? No, but it is lovely. And I'm fortunate enough that I can afford to own these sort of things. But like Wade says, do we really need it? What do we really need in life? What we need is food, water, and I'd say love. If you've got food, water, and a little love, you've got everything. There are places in the world where they thank the gods when it rains because they live off well water. And if the rain doesn't come, they don't have any water to bathe or cook. So they don't drinking water, cooking water, bathing water. Yeah, Queen Cola Bobs is talking to Caden about something. She says, whereabouts are you, Caden? Me and Bobs went to Old Town last week to help a homeless girl. We brought her food just to see her joy in her face when no one helped her. And that's true. That brought me more joy. I'm fortunate in that, I have a regular income coming in. I've been lucky as a psychic. I'm in a field where not many people can make enough to live, and I do. And I thought I need to give some of this away. And I saw a homeless lady sitting under an awning under a building that was abandoned. And Queen Colobus, I said, look at that. And Queen Colobus says, I know poverty. I said, yeah, I know poverty too. I've been there. We've both been in very impoverished positions in our life. And I had just gotten some money in that somebody owed me. I said, you know what? I'm going to go buy this lady lunch. I didn't know her, but the spirit told me, just buy it. And Queen Colobus was getting the same message we were supposed to do. So we went and bought her a coffee and a sandwich and dessert. And I took it over to her. And at first she was a little scared, like, who are you? Why are you approaching me? And I sat down and I said, hi. I said, I just want to tell you, I'm really sorry you're struggling right now. And I said, I know it's like, and then Queen Colobus was on the phone and she said, I've been like you've been. I've been without anything. And she said, both you understand that? And I said, oh, yeah. I may look like I'm prosperous today, but we're all a step away from being homeless. Everybody on earth is. Nothing is secure. I said, I could be with you tomorrow out here. And I said, I brought you a present. She said, oh, you don't have to bring me. I said, no, please accept this. And we gave her lunch. And you should have seen the joy. I don't think she'd eaten for a few days. And it was a warm lunch. And she was almost in tears. And then the next week I went and saw her again. And now she's become a friend of mine. We're going to help her get on her feet. You see, and as we sat and talked to her, I felt I got a blessing. And I tell you, it brings me to tears because she's a beautiful person. Now, the average person, the hoity types, you know what I'm talking, going down the street, all the rich people. Where I live, it's a wealthy area, so a lot of rich people. They'd look at that person and go, trashy, homeless, drug addict. But when I sat down and looked into hers, I saw a soul, a beauty. She is so sweet, this homeless lady, and so kind and polite. She's become my friend, and now she knows me, and we talk. I'll be seeing her in a few days again, I'm sure. And Cola Bobs and I will go back and visit her. I've got a new friend, and I feel I got the blessing. She thinks she got the blessing because she got food, and, we helped her. I got the blessing because I met a soul that's amazing. I had joy. So no matter what's going on, find a way to create joy in your life. I can promise you, no matter what you're going through, there's somebody that's worse than you. Kim Lackey says, unfortunately, I can't see stars anymore. Kim, remember this, and this is one of the lessons we're going to teach in our mystical order, the Order of the Brown Star. You don't have to see with the physical eyes. The true star, the true Wiccan star, the true magical star lives within us, and its light shines from within. So if you're limited in the physical sense, I don't know if you mean metaphorically or physically, but if you are blinded or having vision problems, this is a sign, a time for you to start to use your inner vision. I knew a psychic many years ago. He was actually legally blind, fully blind. And he said he became a better psychic after he went blind. He said, I started seeing everything within. And he said, then my true gifts came out. He turned his blindness into a blessing. And part of the work of the orders, we teach people to see the star that resides within them. I'm sorry you're going through a rough time, but I'm glad you're here with us. And I hope you'll continue to be here. Stacy Lee, hi Stacy Lee, she's here. She says, my daughter always points to the same star and says that star is hers. Isn't that wonderful? So claim a star. I think that's a great idea. See, Stacy, your daughter remembers. She's been seeing the stars in other lives, and she comes from the stars. She's a star child. That star says the Catholic saints do stick their necks out for people. And it's true. You don't have to be a Catholic to call him a saint. I know some of you have written me and said, I used to be a Catholic, but I quit the church for whatever reason. And some people were and said, well, I still felt a closeness to Mother Mary or to St. Jude. And they said, well, can I still call on them even though I left the church? And my response is absolutely yes. The people in heaven are not interested in denominations. They just want to be of service. So you can keep your old saints and your friends. They'll help you. Star Lightworker, I'm not sure who you're talking about. Oh, you're talking about that homeless lady, I think. Star Lightworker says, Bob, let me know if she is looking for a job. Give her my TV media address. I'll help her with the resume and interview at my place of work. Bless you, Star Lightworker. That's very kind. But let me look into that. We'll talk more about that offline, but maybe we can do something along that lines. Thank you so much. Queen Kolabob says, she's been unlucky, that's all. No one knows if they will end up like her. That's why people should never pass judgment on the less fortunate. And I agree with that. Don't judge. You know, the very homeless people that you look, not you, but people look down upon, are some of them are the most amazing people. They've had brilliant lives and had greater lives than any of us. You know? Do you know when I lived in England, I have to tell you a story about a homeless lady I used to hang out with. I love homeless people. I think they're fascinating. And I learned so much from them. There was a homeless lady who I worked at a restaurant, and she would come and she was just a tattered mess. Her clothes were ragged. She didn't smell the best, to be honest with you. She had bags. She was literally a bag lady, like you see in the movie. She could have been a movie character. She was that dramatic looking. Frizzy hair stuck out 10 feet wide. But she was an interesting person. And one day I was talking to her, and she was so nice, and she was always polite. And some days she'd be in her chair in the restaurant just rambling to herself incoherently. And one day she left, and one of the men in the restaurant, or another patron, saw me. He said, "Would you come over here?" I said, "Just." He said, "I wanted to tell you I'm impressed." He said, "You were so kind to that lady." And he said, "Some of the other staff here treat her bad and try to push her out because she doesn't look good and smells bad." He said, "But you treated her with such kindness." I said, "Well, I feel that a real calling to help homeless people." And he said, "Do you know who you just served?" I said, "No." He said, "Do you know was at one point a world famous professor from Cambridge University, one of the top in the world. She was a famous professor of history and wrote a lot of books and did television shows. And then she had some mental breakdown that caused her to lose everything, and she ended up homeless." I said, "I had no idea." So the next time she came into the restaurant, I said, "Ma'am, do you mind if I ask you something personal?" She said, "No, go ahead." And I said, "Are you a professor from Cambridge?" She said, "Oh, yes." She said, "I used to teach history." And you know what I did? I would sit down with her on my breaks. She would teach me British history. I said, "I don't know a lot. I'm new to living in England." And I was going to be living there permanently at the time. I said, "I want to know more about British history and culture." And this homeless lady taught me British history. I got taught personally by one of the top professors in the world. And I used to go home to my girlfriend at the time. I said, "I got a history lesson." She said, "Well, tell us about it." She said, "That's amazing. You see, I got blessed." All my other coworkers who said, "Get her out of here. We don't like her." They had no idea who she was. But I got the blessing, you see. So, I just want to share that with you guys today, because we never know who we're associating with. And the joy when we're suffering, there are people in worse places, and we should be thankful, Kim Lackey says, "I've been legally blind all of my life, but my vision has gotten worse unexpectedly in the past few years." Kim, I am really sorry about that. Ask for the Spirit to give you the inner sight. You will discover a wealth of vision that you never knew you had. And you may be losing your sight and blind and have lost your sight, but you're still breathing. You can still hear. You can still talk. You have a lot to contribute. And remember, the inner light will shine for you. I'm with you, and we're all here for you. So don't be sad. We're helping you. Erin Patricia says, "Hey, Bob and Queen Call Bobs. Your story reminds me of a lady I met who was sitting on the ground outside of Harris Teeter. Is she the person you met? I need to return there." This was down on King Street in Old Town. I don't want to say where she is because there are people, unfortunately, in the pub. I'll tell you privately, Erin, but there are people in my area who make it a point to go around bashing homeless people and stealing from them. So if I put it out publicly, we may have people watching it who are just hoodlums, because this broadcast goes everywhere. I'll tell you privately, where I met her and see if it's the same one. I won't give out any more details on that right now publicly. So, thank you, Robert, for being here tonight. It's good to see you. Well, guys, I tell you, we are at our hour. I just blinked. I don't know where the time goes. But it was fun here. Fun to be here with all of you. And I've enjoyed just hanging out. Thank you for your patience. And I'm sorry we didn't get to go anywhere today like we usually do. But it's neat to hear your experiences and to share, time with you and hear your thoughts and your insights as well. And thank you for listening to me. Because Psychic Bob sometimes gets on his soapbox and starts preaching. Caden got me preaching on spiritualism. Woo. I can preach on that all day. I hope I didn't put any of you to sleep. But it was so fun to be here with you guys. And let's give a big, again, shout out and congratulations to our moderator who helped with the trolls tonight, Queen Cola Bobs. We couldn't do it without you. You are making our channel a place of safety where we can all come and learn, and be safe. And she's a great guardian. That's why I call her my little Jack Russell. Those old Jack Russells, they snarl like that. So she's our Jack Russell. And she became our new high priestess of the Order of the Brown Star. If you're interested in joining the Order of the Brown Star, I'm going to send out some information. Hopefully I can send it tonight. So send me an email if you can tonight. I'm going to send out the daily ritual. We'll have more. There's a lot more than just that. But that'll get you started reading a little bit about our ritual to work with the star. Kim Lackey, I know your eyesight's bad. So if you can't read the text, I made the text large. It's 14 point. But if you can't read it, let me know and I'll give you an audio file of it as well, if that would help you to hear it. So I'm so glad you guys are here. You made my evening. Listen, keep it here at Spiritual. We've always got more coming. Tomorrow on, what's tomorrow? My days are all off today. Is it Thursday? Tomorrow is Friday, right? So tomorrow's Friday, Christmas Eve. We will do our messages at 7 p.m. for those of you who are sitting around want to do it. I'd love to have you come out to that. So we're going to continue because I'm taking the day off, but I would like to do that tomorrow. I'm not doing private readings. You feel free to contact me for readings, but I will get back to you probably not till Sunday or Monday to get you on the schedule. But you can send me a request or call my office. Just know that I'm going to take a few days off. I'm going to take off Friday and Saturday. We will not be having psychic class on Saturday, but we will do the 7 o'clock tarot reading. So Friday and Saturday, I will do the live shows at 7 p.m. So Friday night's going to be psychic readings. For those of you who want readings, come tomorrow and we'll have that if you're available. And then Saturday will be live tarot. We will not do the psychic development class on 12 o'clock on Saturday. Okay, but we will do the inner circle class on Sunday the 26th. And Sunday night, we will do the live stream messages as well, psychic messages. So we do live readings on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays here at Spiritual. So you get 3 times a week to connect with Psychic Bob and get a reading. And I always say, even if I don't get your reading, listen to everybody else's reading. Because 1, it's fun to hear what other people get. And 2, Spirit can work through other people's readings to help you. I've had so many people say, Psychic Bob, you're a reading for Janie in London, but my name is Sue and I live in Topeka, Kansas. Could that reading actually be for me? And the answer is absolutely yes. So, because Spirit will work through many means to reach you. Spirit knows what we need. They'll bring it. So listen, join us tomorrow night, Friday night, Christmas Eve, for a little psychic readings. We're going to have some of that. Maybe we'll talk a little Christmas stuff, sing a little Christmas carol. But I hope you'll join us for some fun and, bring a cup of tea, put on your favorite warm sweater and cozy up with us tomorrow for Christmas Eve psychic readings. You guys are best. I love you. Thanks for being here. You guys rock it. We'll see you tomorrow night at 7 p.m. and I look forward to it. Blessings to all of you. Good night.